It was so embarrassing. He had to be carried out. He's fine. He's narrating. They were going to the restroom, but would they make it in time? And number 43 on the list is Wonder Boys. Welcome to Long Play Video. Welcome down to the shop, to Long Play Video. Happy 2025, everyone.
Oh, can't believe we got there.
The magic of podcasting. Yeah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone in the shop. January sales start, so we'll start to see people come in the shop and picking up the bargain bucket DVDs. None of the top 100 are in there, but there's a few. The
visitors others. Definitely in there.
You stop putting it in there.
Stay in there.
Stop putting it in there. It's supposed to go on the shelf. And here we are, not down to, geez, New Year. Still haven't got it. Up to number 43 on the list. Also a guest. Still doing her own entrance music.
The amount of time that we went to find that doorbell sound, and just not necessary now.
I'm actually just wearing spurs on my shoes every time I walk in, and that's what that noise is.
Carla, welcome back. On the heels, you're really getting through all of these videos that you had out. Just returning them every other week.
Yeah, new year, new me. I'm really trying to clear my video debt. So I've got my John Wick return because
nice.
I feel like Keanu Reeves, he's the only constant in our lives.
I saw something the other day.
2025.
I saw something the other day that said Keanu Reeves is what we all thought Johnny Depp would be when he was old.
Yeah, so true.
I thought,
so what did we think Keanu Reeves was going to be when he was old?
I don't think we thought about him. I just don't think any. Yeah, no one thought that we'd still be
probably
seeing him.
That's actually a great comparison. They were going to the same hairdresser for the longest time, I feel.
Yeah.
And something went wrong and they went on different paths in their lives.
Maybe hold on, is this actual real life face off? Has this actually happened between Johnny Depp and Keanu Reeves?
They've exchanged.
Oh my God, this explains so much.
Keanu's taking it badly. That's why his path has gone so different.
We keep seeing Johnny Depp on the perfume ad, and my daughter keeps saying, "Who's that?" And I'm just like, you don't need to know just yet. But I'm not sure that she'll go down
Savage or something.
Yeah, right? I don't think that she'll go down the Tim Burton route. To be honest with you, she's not. No, she's not into scary movies. We're still discussing whether Nightmare Before Christmas is suitable, and it's now the new year. So,
I would say no. Did you get any Savage for Christmas, Andy?
No, but I did get the neckerchief that he wears in it.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I don't know.
Not a full-blown Pirates of the Caribbean costume. No.
Yeah.
No, as much fun as it was.
Yeah, I could see you in that. Yeah.
All the beads. He has a lot of beads. Obviously, there was a time. But anywho, moving on.
Wow, we all need to find out about that version of Andy. What is Beady Dandy up to?
We're going to, 2005 Andy. 20 years on from 2005 Andy, and 25 years on from number 43 on the list, which is Wonder Boys, which I presume both of you are very familiar with.
No. All I know is there was there were rumors it was an Andy film. That's all I know.
This was flagged early. Early. I can say that everyone likes it, like my brother and my wife and stuff. But you've stopped believing any reported speech. Wonder Boys, year 2000, it comes out. The cast is Michael Douglas, Frances McDormand, Katie Holmes, Toby Maguire, Robert Downey Jr.
On paper, that's a very good cast.
Boom.
Yeah.
Directed by Curtis Hanson, coming off hot from LA Confidential.
Oh.
Okay.
Before LA Confidential, The River Wild. Before that, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Wow.
What worries me here, Andy, is you are selling this in hard. And I'm worrying why. Because I've not heard of this film.
I don't know how to feel right now.
Yeah.
Now,
honestly, Carla, this happens all the time. Great cast. It's a great director off the back of a great film. 2 hours of pain and misery.
Oh, no.
Now, well, first of all, 1 hour, 47 minutes of pain and misery, not the full 2 hours.
Okay, a compromise.
You know. This is, as many interviews have quoted him saying, this is Michael Douglas's favorite film he's ever been in. And I know that will shock you, Kev, because at least 2 of your top 3 films of all time star Michael Douglas.
Yeah. I think actually thinking about this, he's in a lot of my favorite films. Yeah. I don't know what's happened.
Do we know why it was his favorite? Is it because like he had to do the least work in it, or
he got paid the most money?
No expectations.
He's in it for 37 seconds. It's a very good question. Look at that. It's a very insightful question.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to show you the DVD cover because the issue with this movie is no one went to see it either times they released it to the cinema.
Oh, my God, Andy, why is this here?
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, so they released it in I think it was in February. And basically no one went to see it. And the marketing campaign was blamed for it. Now, I've worked on a lot of marketing campaigns for a lot of films. At no stage has the marketing campaign been so bad that no one's gone to see a movie. No. But the critics loved it. So then they decided to re-release it in the following November, basically with a different poster. And still no one went to see it. But they did release it. It did win an Oscar.
Oh.
What?
Kev, I don't know whether you
for most impressive second release.
for costume or I don't know. So what's the least known Oscar? No, we had the conversation over a year ago that there were 3 films on my list that won for best song. The first one was Once.
Wow.
The second one was
That's
Streets of
terrible.
Philadelphia. And this is the third, which is a little tune by a little ditty called "Things Have Changed" by an up and coming songwriter, Mr. Robert Dylan.
Wow.
Yeah. Bobby D wrote it, won an Oscar for it.
Does anyone call him Bobby D? Sorry.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
Bobby D.
Yes. Oh, you won't believe this, Carla. Andy said fella the other day as well. I was like, oh, what has happened to Andy?
He's been watching once. It's springing out.
He's my fella.
No,
this your man.
No.
Yeah. So
wow.
I mean,
you've sold this in hard.
Sounds really good, right?
Well, I don't know.
I'm terrified.
Katie Holmes and Toby Maguire doesn't fill me with joy.
Well, 2000s. Katie Holmes is a good actress. It begs the question: if Tom Cruise asked you to marry him, would you marry him?
Is the answer.
Because he's Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing, and that's all. That's all Katie Holmes is guilty of.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, irrelevant on that, but maybe some other thing. She's just not a good actor. So as is Toby Maguire, they're both TV actors.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is I'm sure she has the potential to be, but she always does the same expression she did in Dawson's Creek in every episode.
Yeah.
And in every scene in every movie she's in.
I
Throughout time for the rest
I haven't
of
watched
history.
every episode of Dawson's Creek. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I have.
Of course, yeah.
And obviously, year 2000, Robert Downey Jr. as well. That's
okay.
So can you put that into context for us? Okay, so what had Katie Holmes been in, and at what stage in Robert Downey's life was he in?
So Robert Downey, it's kind of just pre Ally McBeal.
Oh, that was his real
still 5 years away from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was considered his comeback.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ally McBeal, I don't think was considered his comeback.
No, so he's still 5 years away from his comeback. Katie Holmes, it had mostly been
Muppets from Space. That's what she was in.
I was going to say it had mostly been Dawson's Creek until the breakout star of Muppets from Space, where she actually played Joey from Dawson's Creek in Muppets from Space. So she was.
Oh my lord!
Wow. Yeah. So this was her breakout role.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, no, not really. This was still what she was. She was still on. She was still on Dawson's Creek at the time. But I mean, Batman Begins is like.
Oh yeah,
she's in Batman.
She adds nothing to that, though, does she? Really?
And then she does get replaced
from Dawson's Creek. She brought that to the table.
I'm looking through her IMDb. Every film that she's been in has either pretty much got a 5 or a 4. So just to confirm, Andy, she's still good. You'll still speak about that. Yeah.
I think she's good.
Okay, good. Excellent. Well, I'm glad that you've lost the plot in 2025. I don't know what to do now. I've got a whole year of this.
Now you go and watch all of her back catalogue, Kev, and you give us a rundown after.
I'm really noticing
5.4
right now. I'm really noticing the good cop, bad cop dynamic you do have. Andy, when you were listing off the songs that won the Oscar, I was like, terrible, better.
It's too much trauma. This is the problem. I know what's coming.
Just let it go. It's 2025. It's fine.
Well, let's see if Katie Holmes can change my mind in this film.
Yeah, I don't think she will, because if they called her Joey, I think it would be very similar. She plays a very Dawson's Creek type person. Toby Maguire plays more of the character that was nearly in Empire Records, where he's just
really? Yeah. So he might be quite good in this then. That's good to hear.
Toby Maguire and Katie Holmes are the same age, I guess, sort of, in this.
Yeah, they're both in college.
I'm so intrigued by this cover mystery.
You can go searching for it around the shop. You'll be able to find it somewhere. That's what Kev's just about to do. He's not having this. The cover is just a bad cover. The first one is just of Michael Douglas's face, really, really close, like looking at the camera in a very strange way. And then the second cover is just basically like has all of the different people in it in squares. So
yeah,
the DVD case brings nothing to it. I don't know what was the tagline?
Yeah, don't watch this film. Not the first time, the second time.
Oh wait, I found one. Is this a comedy? Undependable, unpredictable, unforgettable.
Yeah, A Weekend from Hell became the time of his life. I mean, I'm not saying that the marketing campaign has no blood on its hands, but that's as far as tagline is concerned, those are not the best.
Kind of looks like Mrs. Doubtfire in the close-up one.
He does, yeah, he does. I think I was watching an interview with him, and he was like, I just don't know. Like what they did.
Why did they do this?
Yeah, why did they do me like that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is really not how I wanted to start the year, Andy. I'm feeling highly concerned about this. I mean,
the nausea setting in already.
Where's the faith? There's how many movies have I introduced you to that you've liked more than you've not liked? Loads.
Well, are we going through this order? Have we got enough time? Yeah. Let's actually look at the movies that I hadn't seen that have made it in the conversation.
Maybe I'll just peruse the video aisles while you guys have this out.
Awkward. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
I mean, we finished the year on such a high with Elf, and we've come back with something incredible. Yeah, Crash. So why do you like it then? Walk us through it.
Yeah. So this is one of those inexplicable movies that I don't remember how I found out about it, but I do know that I bought it from play.com in 2003. There's a bit of a shout back to play.com. Still have the receipt. Yeah, so I think I just heard about it because Michael Douglas was saying about it, or maybe 2003 he was in something else, and just thought it sounded interesting with the cast. And honestly, I just really like this film. It's about writers, and it's about stories, and it's about stories that get told and stories that don't get told, and kind of all different people's stories. And it's a really good cast, but it's just filled with different characters. And it's one of those movies that I just really like spending time in the world of the movie. It really is just sort of something that you can just put on, and to a certain extent, you could just put on and have in the background and kind of dip in and out of it, or you can watch it all with kind of attention. And it's just, I don't want to say nice, because obviously that's a damning review, but it is just a really pleasant movie that's funny in places, that has some heart, that has a story that it's telling, that has a point to it, with characters that you get the feeling that all of them have stories that are going on. They're very well fleshed out characters, but it doesn't try and explain everything. And there's like 2 or 3 times where they kind of say, oh, what about this? And they're like, oh, this is a different story, and about my ex-wife or something. And then obviously in most movies you'd be like, oh, well, that's going to come up later, or now they're going to talk about it. And like some of them do, and some of them just don't, and they're just like, oh, well, that's a different story, and then they just leave it. Yeah, I think at the time, but even still now, it is just kind of one of those films in a pretty small area over a pretty small amount of time that I just really enjoy watching, and enjoy being in the film as a whole.
That's not really made me want to watch it more, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, Andy.
To me, it sounds like you've just described Empire Records.
The film that
lots
you
of
hated.
Stories happening that they don't explain. Short period of time.
This is not like Empire Records. This is not the same. This is a really well made. This is a really well made film. It's a really good script. It's really well shot. It all makes sense for me. I just really like the interplay between all of the characters. I really like the point of the story. I do like stories about stories, as we've kind of, you can see from 44 other movies, or I guess 60 odd movies. So yeah, it just I haven't watched it now for. I probably haven't watched it now for like 7 or 8 years, but I've definitely watched it since my daughter was born, because it is, again, it's just sort of something that I would put on maybe, when she was very little and I was tired and just wanted to watch something, and it's sort of nice to have on, and it's nice to spend time with them.
I'm in. I'm sold.
I've locked the door, so you're both in.
Yeah. I'm worried about what happened to you over the Christmas break, because I'm not sure. Oh,
the list was done a long time ago, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm not overselling it, I don't think. Am I? No.
You're
worried about it. You're worried about it.
You haven't said it's
really
like
worried about it.
action packed and full of explosions. So I think we know it's going to be slow and
Kev's
steady.
not going to like it. I mean, just think about it's Michael Douglas, arguably your favorite actor of all time.
Yeah, possibly.
Is that fair to say?
I don't think I really have a favorite actor of all time, but I guess if you look at my favorite films, he does appear quite a lot. He is good. I think I really don't like Toby Maguire, and I'm really struggling to get past that. I don't know how I'm gonna. That's going to be a struggle for me, but we'll see. Maybe he's not in much.
He's not a main character. Luckily, maybe for you, you're not supposed to like him. He's not a likable character in this. So you're gonna be fine with not liking him.
You've permission to hate Toby Maguire in this.
Just generally.
And in life generally.
Yeah, exactly.
Just add it to the list of Twitter spats going on.
This is quoted on Toby Maguire's IMDb as what he's known for. Wonder Boys. You might be surprised to hear the other main characters don't have that in their known for section.
That is unbelievable that this is what he's known. He's definitely not known for this.
Well, there's 4 options. One of them is Spider-Man, obviously. And then they were obviously struggling to get through the other dross that he's created in life.
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man 3 more than anything, because that's the crazy walk and dance and from Lord of the Rings. Oh, no, that's the other one.
I know it. Filthy.
Have you ever seen him and Elijah Wood in the same place at the same time?
Oh,
I don't think.
Are we going to have a bore off? They just talk to each other.
Even I would have thought The Great Gatsby was like that was big at the time. I would have.
Is he in that?
No, because you guys were saying
he's the main
Spider-Man.
character. He's the main character in The Great Gatsby. Well, he's not. I mean, he's not Gatsby, I guess. So
okay.
I've not seen it. That's one with Leo in.
Yeah.
What was he in with Charlize Theron or Theron, however you say it? Toby Maguire. It was like a horse racing film.
Oh,
did I just make this up in my mind?
No.
Yeah, no, Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit? There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't Seabiscuit. But
coming in hot. First pod of the year.
Look at this. IMDb is so thin that they've had to put in Empire Records, Andre, brackets, scenes deleted. So he's not even in the film. He's not credited. And they've added it to his IMDb because everything else is so bad.
Also to mention Frances McDormand, obviously 3-time Oscar winner. Very good actress. And this is same year as Almost Famous.
It sounds like it's going to be a great film. I'm super excited and pumped to put it on.
Go into it with an open heart, Kev. This is
an open.
I was just about to say there's no romance, but there is obviously romance in it.
But of course, there's some romance.
I feel like Kev's gonna love it. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah,
I think this is one of those movies that you might. I'm not sure whether you can.
I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I appreciate it.
Andy, we'll put a 5 on it. I think you'll like it. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the prediction thing. We'll go into the prediction. There will be room, and we'll be like, right, how much are we going to bet that he likes it or doesn't like it?
Which currency?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll forgive you 3 late fees if he likes it. I'm looking forward to watching it again.
Me too.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Supportive as ever. Kevin.
Yeah. Carla, your gran will be disappointed. You're such a pushover. Yeah. Come on.
Wait, but maybe when I come back, I'll have something else to say. We all remember Empire Records.
Well, terrible was the first word. So who knows? But
I felt really bad about that, actually.
It didn't come
just
across
bear that
in
mind.
Nothing more constructive.
I think you liked it by the end. Okay, well, let's without further ado, let's put it on and let's see what the one word after the watch is. Ah, nice.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had someone on the pod who says great.
No, you know what? I was like, after Empire Records, I needed this to be good. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, Andy, come on. I'd be dreading the next one. No, I really
never to darken the step of the shop again.
Yeah, I'll just take the fees. I'll take the late fees.
Yeah.
Also, I presume, Kev, from your shock and amazement, that wasn't the word you were going to say.
No, it was completely bonkers. Like, this felt like Empire Records. Like, the story was just, it just doesn't really go anywhere. Nothing really happens, and it's all a little bit weird. I was just like, oh, I don't know. When I had to watch it the second time, I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this again. But the only thing
watch it the second time.
But this was the thing. I did fall asleep a bit, but I was like, have I missed something? I feel like I've missed something. So I had to watch it again, and I was like, oh no, I didn't miss anything. No,
I'm not gonna lie. I also fell asleep during it.
Yeah,
it was more because I was really tired, not because I was bored.
It was.
Did you? But you didn't watch it again.
I did. I rewound to the point that I knew I'd fallen asleep, and I was like, "Okay, I've seen this bit. Oh, and now it's new."
It feels like a cross between Empire Records and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I thought it was like there's just some craziness going on. Like,
I don't know where you've got the Empire Records thing from. Like,
a lack of decent story.
The plot is.
I'm getting that from.
I mean,
walk me through what this film. Then give me a quick synopsis of what you think this film is about.
A aging professor becoming irrelevant in his own life because he's stuck and won't make a decision on anything, and then how he gets unstuck over the course of a weekend and ends up living his life.
You've definitely not sold that into me.
I mean, this is
that didn't sound
that's
good.
not what I've gone for the aliens either. But
yeah.
But also, I guess it's like it's a bunch of people trying to figure it out in a kind of pinnacle moment for them, including I can't remember anyone's character's names, by the way. I don't know if this is always the case with me, but yeah, Toby Maguire's character also very stuck and like over like the course of an evening or so. I get the Empire Records thing because it was like a very short space of time and a lot of crazy incidents.
It's just random, yeah. I mean, when it opens up, like in the first scene, they go, right, everyone get ready for Wordfest. I was like, oh my God, what is this? How is this film is based on a conference about writing? Well, this sounds like it's going to be fun.
A writer.
Yeah. Oh my Lord. Yeah.
We're
in the audio business, Andy.
Obviously, the writing dried up for him, and that's when he had to join Men in Black. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
good to see that he went on. I think it in quite the same as Pirates. Like it sets out its stall straight away. Like with the voiceover, the fact in the first scene you have the voiceover, and then when he says maybe it was I was distracted. Maybe it was because my wife had left me that morning. Maybe not. Wives have left me before. Like I just feel like that kind of tells you everything that you need to know about the film, and you're just again like it's 2 hours listening to Michael Douglas, which is quite cool. And then you kind of know what type of film it's going to be, right? With the one-liners and the approach and the voiceover, which obviously is always key.
After that bit, I was like, I know exactly why Andy likes this. You're sitting back, going, oh yeah, I like this. It feels a little bit noir. There was a little bit of that going on. You're sitting there with your little brandy, going, well, isn't this pleasant? Yeah. I wish I was
like James in his in the the wife's parents' house when he says, "Make yourself at home," and he really does make himself at home.
The size of the whiskey he pours himself, like,
smoking a joint, just chilling out. But yeah, no, funnily enough, the noir stuff. This was
a lot of noir in it.
And I'd never consciously picked up on that as much. I think this time I was like, no, for sure, that's why I like it. And obviously we talked before about noir not kind of working, but this is like noir but books. So it sort of loses all of the more controversial parts of noir, maybe. Although again, obviously the female characters are hardly well drawn and fleshed out. But it definitely is because of the way that it's sort of set up and the script, and like all of there's so many great lines in it. I was laughing all the way through. I don't know, that was what was that just me, Carla? I don't know.
No, I was laughing at quite a bit. I loved the scene where James is like hung over the shoulders of the people dragging him out of the auditorium, and he's narrating while they're going to the bathroom. I thought that was a great moment. No, I definitely
they're going to the bathroom, but will they be in time?
I definitely got a good few laughs out of it for sure. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Kev,
I don't know what's going over there.
Always agree.
Something's happened. I'm worried about you guys.
Something's in the water.
Yeah.
It was just pretty much all of my notes are just lines that I liked, and like scenes that were good. I was just running through them all. Funnily enough, I've never read the book, and then I sort of thought, maybe I should read the book because I'd enjoy it. And it is a very, I mean, with the voiceover as well, it's a very, obviously it is a book, and that's what they're trying to kind of,
across massively.
I'm
also remembering the very funny moment where James is trying to take the pill with the little whiskey or whatever it is, and fires it on his shoulder. They're kind of a good comedy duo. Like they sort of riffed off each other the whole way through.
I
was not a fan of Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
No.
For many reasons, which maybe we'll get into. But
that may have aged badly.
He's well, funny enough, so this was like before the comeback, because after this then he went on a drug binge and ended up in jail. So this definitely wasn't the comeback. This was like very much pre-comeback.
The film inspired him, considering his character was kind of close to that. No redeeming features, Kev? Or what?
Oh, well, obviously Douglas, and it was funny you said in part one about him being in so many of my films on my list. I don't know if I've ever really thought about like my favorite actors as such. I think I normally just watch a film and see if I sort of like it or not. But he is actually very good, isn't he? He's the way he delivers lines.
Mike Douglas actually really good.
You should do that
Pretty
professionally.
good actor. If only he'd thought about this when he was younger. But no, he is very good, and I think he was like definitely the redeeming feature for me. I like the different camera work that they did as well, which was very very sort of noir as well. That was good. I like that. That was cool. I didn't like Toby Maguire at all. I'm just not a fan of Toby Maguire, I don't think. So I didn't really like him. Katie Holmes, like you said, her character's not really fleshed out, so it's almost unfair. She wasn't great. And you're right, Robert Downey Jr. I don't think I like this, in the scheme of young Hank's great, middle Hank's terrible, old Hank's getting better. In the same for Robert Downey Jr. I think this sort of era of Robert Downey Jr. is just not good. Young Robert Downey Jr. good, getting on a bit better, or probably the best. But this section, and like in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as well, is a bit. I don't know.
Kind
I guess maybe still. Same character,
almost, isn't it? Even different backstories, but pretty similar. And obviously both noirs as well. So
yes, yeah.
Speaking of the actors, though, as they age, for me, I don't think Michael Douglas has ever looked young or old. He always looks exactly as he looks in this film, just with a different haircut.
I wondered how old he was supposed to be.
Yeah, he looked old in this film, I thought. He looked like he's got younger since then. So I don't know what happened. Well, I mean, I guess I do know what happened, but yeah.
But I suppose at the end, when he's like cleaned up, he does already look a lot younger, right? But I don't know. It was hard to tell. Also with Sarah. That was her name, Sarah.
Yeah.
I feel like that Frances McDormand, she just always looks the exact same age as well.
Yeah.
They're like the eternal middle-aged duo.
Yeah. Well, but I think they were both good in this film.
The character, or he is?
No.
Okay.
Michael Douglas.
Oh.
That's mad, isn't it? So he probably did look 56, but I'm sure he got younger as he went on.
He's got some Benjamin Button going on again.
Yeah.
Drinking some potion. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I just didn't believe his relationship with Robert Downey Jr. That I shouldn't be so hard on Robert Downey Jr., but
this is the bit.
Was the
go full throttle on Robert Downey Jr.
He was the weakest element in the whole film for me. And although I will say, when the scene happened where all the pages from the book go, I physically smacked myself in the face with my two hands, and I said, "Oh no!" And I could I was covering my eyes watching that thing. Like my life flashed before my eyes when that happened. So maybe he was needed for that, but I just thought he was too much of a non-character, whereas I kind of believed the others a bit more. So that would be the only drawback for me, even though I like Robert Downey Jr. But
I think I don't mind him in the film all the way through, but then like when they come back to the college and like Grady's having the like heart to heart with him, and it's like, well, now he's had the epiphany. And Robert Downey Jr. hasn't, and he just looks a bit lost in that scene, which obviously he's supposed to look a bit like, I know what I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, I do know what to do, but it's a bit of a wobble, and I hadn't remembered that particular scene.
This is you're good at improvising.
Yeah. Yeah, which he does, because it
was very good improvisation, I have to say.
He's going to write the book publish the book for the for the husband. So it works. I do think Michael Douglas is really good. I think even now he still doesn't know who Linda is, that his wife's gone to visit. Yeah. Still has no idea who she is, and he's like, her dad's like, she spent a week with you, and he's like, oh yeah, Linda,
yeah. Where his dad wasn't even there, and he still remembers.
Exactly. Like, we went to school together.
She's staying in your house for a week.
Yeah. It does seem strange, doesn't it? How they really portrayed him as like he just couldn't remember anything about his wife. Like, why did he even get together with her? It's like it seemed like he just didn't like her at all. Or
and the fact because you never see her, like she's sort of just an absence, isn't she? Which I imagine comes from the book as well, where they're kind of always talking about her, but she's just not there. And then why does he go? He goes down there to say sorry, and then I think it's just really great when the dad's like, I just hope the book's really good, and then you can tell that he's just like, you've lost everything. I just hope it's worth it, and like I really sincerely mean that. So I think the interplay again, when they don't look that difference, and there were kind of a couple of gags, a kind of couple of comments sort of about the fact that he's always finding younger wives. So again, like, but I don't think he's supposed to be as old as he actually is in it.
No,
that's
probably not.
Getting when you're like, when you're 60 and dating younger women, it starts to be a little bit odd.
And then the baby storyline probably wouldn't have been as fitting.
Yeah.
Although modern families. Anyone
that's true. Yeah, exactly.
There won't
no
be
judgments.
But
Can I ask you two, what did you think, his whole spells where he's like nearly fainting or collapsing or whatever?
Yeah.
So it was my assumption or my understanding is that like it was due to the pressure of the life he was living, or was it due to smoking weed or drinking
the marijuana? Alcohol? Yeah, I thought it was because he's smoking
marijuana.
That's how the kids call it, isn't it?
That's also for anyone listening to the podcast. If you've been saying it differently, you've been saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, so it was because he says after I never smoked again after that point, and I never had any more spells when he gives it to
he actually said something a lot more intricate. It was about some sort of river. I can't remember what I was like. I need to write this down, and then I was like, I don't know how to spell it. Anyways,
yeah.
I mean that's the entire film.
River. If you can't spell river, we've got a problem. Yeah.
And yet she liked it. So that's
but now, thanks to the way Andy said marijuana, I'll never spell that wrong. Because he said it phonetically.
Yeah, that's just it's just how I pronounce everything. Just phonetically.
I think surely Douglas was just getting bored during the film, and he was like, "Oh, I just want to take out a few scenes and just
lie down."
Just started falling over. You guys go and do a bit so we can finish this film off. What are we doing here?
But like when he collapses and then he's with Frances McDormand and he's like, "Oh, like help me up," and she just gives him his glasses as well. I think it's just another great thing. And when she's like, "I know what you're gonna say," and he's like, "I really don't think you do," because he's just about to tell her that he's shot her husband's dog.
The whole dog storyline. Oh my god. Poor Poe.
What did you guys think of that?
I mean, that's the dramatic tension. I never understood why they put it in the bed. That just seems like such an inexplicable decision.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the marijuana.
Sure. Maybe you can't blame her for everything.
I know, that's true. I don't know. I really am an animal lover, but Poe's eyes. I know poor Poe was blind, but
you're gonna destroy him.
He looked more peaceful when he was asleep. I'm saying asleep.
Oh, okay? Wow.
You thought he should have been killed. Wow.
No,
he was the only innocent, wasn't he?
I mean, I just said I did like the film. I didn't say kill all dogs.
He had blood on his tongue.
He would have gone for the jugular had he not been shot.
He'd drawn blood. Once a dog draws blood, then
it's
nothing for it.
I do have to say that the storyline with Marilyn Monroe's jacket or coat or whatever you want to call it, I did find that quite lovely. When they were looking at the jacket and in the photo and they were talking about her little shoulders and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was so magical.
And he cries.
I thought that was super weird.
Yeah. I bet you that's the bit that Kev loved. Oh, good one, Toby. That really
based on his evil cackle, I'm interested to hear. Go on, Kev. What did you think about Marilyn Monroe's little shoulders?
Yeah, well, just her shoulders specifically. Oh, very nice and delicate. But this part of the film, it was just random. This is where the Empire Records bit comes from. Like, it was like, why on earth was that in this film? It's just bizarre. And then it becomes a bit of like Benny Hill, like, oh, someone's stolen it, or chase him around.
I'm just gonna say, I will not have you bad mouthing Vernon. If this is just
I was literally about
bad mouthing of Vernon.
I was sorry, just about to say that.
You can go and sit at the other end of the shop.
Well, what is he supposed to be like? Partially crazy? Like, what the hell?
It's his car. Someone's stolen his car, man.
I know it's his car, but also,
and how do you know it's this car? Because he says, when they're going to find him, he says, he said a few things that made me think you thought it was his car. Like what? That's my car, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's such a great line. You're like,
yeah,
okay, yeah, I get it.
What? And Ula was his
Ula. I always remember a drink. I always remember an Ula. Yeah, that's really sweet. And then that's really sweet when they're together and they're like a boy or girl, and he says, "Yeah, I don't care as long as it's got her face." It's really sweet.
You've become too wet. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to come over to the UK. Something terrible has happened. I don't know what's in their water there.
This film was out in 2000. It's not. It's not a modern film.
Yeah, but I've not said that about this scene before. This is new. We all know this. I'm gonna have a word with Tiff. Say what's going on.
I think the entire time in the car, the interaction is great. When it's like, well, what was the book about? And he's like, I don't know. And he says, and Robert Downey tries to cover it, and he's just like, well, you must have known what it's about. You were writing it.
Yeah.
Why were you writing it if you didn't know what it was about? And then he says, I just couldn't stop. It's brilliant. Such a great scene.
Brilliant. I would like to read the book to see, because the dialogue is so well written in that respect. Kev will disagree, but there was also another good line he said at the start, which is, I don't drink normally, but this is turning out to be one sucked up day. And I was just like, we've all been there.
Well, even when he's talking to his boss and he's like, are you drinking? And he takes a long puff on the joint. It's like, nope. It's the marijuana for you. I think it's really good though with his book. I think when Katie Holmes is reading his book as well is funny. Like with the fact that she's just like, and very apt that she's like, oh, I fell asleep while I was reading it, and you two fell asleep during the film.
Exactly.
So it's art mirroring life, mirroring art.
Maybe that was the desired effect of the film as well.
Yeah, I mean it's not far away. That's the thing. It's a very laid back, very chilled movie. When she says about the book, it's very detailed. The genealogy of everyone's horses, their dental records. It sounds a bit like Game of Thrones. Apparently, I've never read the books, but apparently Game of Thrones gets into that sort of detail. So,
oh wow, yeah. Who would be buying that book? Like, what was his first book about? If he's then gone into like details about horses.
But the arsonist's daughter. That's such a great name for a book and a movie, because you're just like, it's so ridiculous that you're just like, the arsonist's daughter. What on earth is that about? I think it's so funny. Yeah.
All right. So are we gonna what dates well? Go on then, Carla. Do you want to take on the RDJ's character?
I think what dates well. Oh, wait, dates badly or dates badly. There's everything surrounding Robert Downey Jr.'s character and the way anything that he's doing is spoken about. I would say it's pretty bad. So we don't even need to delve into. It does exactly what it says on the tin when you see his character. But I think other than that, nothing struck me as dating badly. But there was one funny thing that I don't know. Did you guys see it? There's a guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that's just an extra twice. Do we have
So,
but he also is like co-owner of Wrexham Football Club with Ryan Reynolds now, if you've seen that. He just has an absolute nothing part twice in it. Like he's just in the background. And I was like, oh, he's probably like man 2 or something. So I felt like that dated well in a way. So, but yeah, I don't know. Did anybody else find anything to age badly?
It feels very 90s. I think it feels very of its time. I think it's very funny. It's funny when he's on the phone and he pulls the phone closer to him and it's on a wire, so it like knocks the lamp down in the inside. You know, we all had to move the phone and the cord into a different room so our parents couldn't listen to us talking to our friends, right? So it was like that was real, that you could only move the phone as far as the wire stretched. So,
and if you had to, you were scared that somebody else was lifting one up very silently and listening.
That was the type of house you were going up in. No trust.
Yeah.
Upstairs,
That
downstairs.
used to happen all the time.
What a personal revelation.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
2 cabled phones.
Yeah.
Like a
What
club.
about Toby Maguire's character, Carla? Did you have anything to say about that?
Other than he's just Toby Maguire the entire time.
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of Donnie Darko a little bit, the very placid. But I don't know. I liked his character for the story, but also, when we realized he was potentially lying about everything, I was shocked. I was like, no, come on, James.
At what stage did you think that he was lying about everything?
I think only when
they say,
Michael Douglas discovered it too.
It's not like he's made the. You just see him think, God damn it.
Yeah, exactly. When he was saying Carvel or Carvel or something.
Yeah, on the phone.
But I liked his character. Yeah, I don't like Toby Maguire either. Not much, I would say. He's always the same.
Yeah.
And he was still the same in this. But I still think he outshone Katie Holmes.
I think he's a very good character, though, isn't he? Because he is that pretentious person that no one likes at college, who is very good at writing, and no one likes him because he's just, there's no joy there, and he's weird and.
Wait, hang on, though. If he wasn't staying in the bus shelter, why did he have the gun? Maybe he was still in the bus shelter.
To keep away his grandparents who were bullying him.
Still dogs, I guess.
Yeah.
You're clearly related. He looks just like you. Oh, well, that's why he hates me so much. You're like, wait, what are you suggesting there?
You see all the plot holes you're now finding, Carla. The more time you spend in this film.
No, it's just so good. I want to watch it again immediately.
Yeah.
Let's just put it back on and we'll see you after the job.
Oh my God, no.
In episode 3 of Wonder Boys.
Oh, no.
Poor cat.
Season 3, just Wonder Boys, scene by scene.
Yeah, the DVD extras, the live talk.
Yeah, got years of extra content. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how he found the car. I don't get that. Like, he looks at the place, but how does he know that's where Vernon will be?
Because he looked out his window and he saw the truck driving by with the same logo on the truck, and he was like, "That's a suspicious truck." Okay, yeah. Nice. See what plot holes? There are none. They've thought of everything.
I was trying to think, how did he know that? But no, because it slows down, doesn't it, and then speeds up. Yeah,
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. How many times have you seen this, Andy?
Yeah, quite a few. That was the one that I was like, why? How does he know that? I love Old Man by Neil Young. What a great tune that is.
Oh yeah.
What a great tune that is.
I feel like I need to drop off this podcast. Like, I'm just in a different world to you guys. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, did you watch
Never has the distance felt so far.
Yeah. It's like, the music was boring. Hated it.
Bob Dylan, the Oscar-winning singer-songwriter.
Don't throw that over here. And you know too well what we've said about people who win Oscars. So
that was a bit of a weird one. So which we're gonna skip all of the other categories. Which character would you be then, Kev? We forced you at small gunpoint.
Yeah, well, interesting you should say that. I did say the dog, because then it's over. You can just carry my dead corpse around for the rest of the film. Yeah. And then just lay me to bed to rest in a bed somewhere.
I think it's so funny though, like when everyone opens the boot and they all see it and they just look at Grady, and Grady's just like, yeah, And then no one calls him on it. Everyone's just like, you seem like the type of man who has a dead dog in his boot. So we're just going to move on.
Yeah.
Wow. Poe.
I know. Poor Poe.
Poor
Maybe Vernon was Poe reincarnated because he still had the vendetta for Grady.
Yeah. He did jump on the car. You know,
he did jump on the car. It was his car. Why did he damage his own car?
He fetched his car.
Nice. Let's do some internet research and see if anyone else has ever come up with this as a theory.
It's got to be out there. Who would you be, Andy, if you're going to be Grady?
No.
No.
I don't think
no. We've agreed you are Grady.
This is just the dressing gown that I do my pod in, guys. No, I thought maybe Vernon. Lazy? I like Vernon. I think Vernon's a great. I mean, his name's not Vernon, but
wait, we never find out what his real name is.
You never find out what his real name is.
No, you never find.
And I think it's great when he's saying about the car, and then Grady just completely doesn't realize that he's made it up, and he's like, "Oh, go home to your mother, Vernon." If you were Vernon, you'd just be like, What are you talking about? Go home to my mother. Vernon? Who's Vernon? It just makes no sense. And that's why it's funny. How about you, Carla? Who did you go for? Grady?
No, maybe the guy who's buffering the floors in the auditorium. He's just happy to be there, you know, just cruising along.
Just enjoying life.
It's great when he says, do you smoke? Do you smoke weed? It's just only when I'm working. Seems reasonable. Did you recognize him, Kev, from previous movies in the list?
Oh, I do recognize the character, but I don't know what movie he's been in the list. What was it that he was in?
He's Wash. He's the driver.
Oh, yes, he's in that terrible, that terrible film you made me watch. That's right. Yes. See, it's just obviously it's the same kind of people. So it's like, it sounds like you had a lot of good lines.
So many good lines. When he says,
"Don't forget about Wordfest." That's obviously your opener.
He says, Limo, I lost a wife today, and he says, "You'll find another. You always do." I think that's really funny. I like just after the bit with Frances McDormand when she says, "No, you're going to go back to Sarah. She's your wife. You have to stay with her." And he actually says, "Well, I don't have a choice. She left me." And you're like, "Dude, don't say that."
Digger.
Yeah. You should say that you're choosing her, not worse. I don't really have a choice in it. So when they're having the heart to heart in the greenhouse as well, when she says, "I haven't decided about you. I'm not going to draw you a map. Times like these, you have to do your own navigating." That's a good line. I think just the entire time when he's sort of saying that he's helping people or he's doing something, and everyone that he meets is like, "You're helping them." So it's like, I'm sort of helping him through some issues. And someone said, "Oh, isn't he lucky?" and also, I think Katie Holmes says, "Maybe you should go home. You look like you could do with a little rescuing as well." And it's just like he thinks he's the responsible adult, and no one else thinks he's the responsible adult. I thought the description is the kind of house you like to wake up in on Christmas morning.
Oh, yeah. And it had such Christmassy vibes for like the whole first half, I would say. Like when they're at that first party as well. It really was, that quote was fitting.
Yeah. And then I think it's funny when the police take James and he says, "Even if I end up going to jail, you're still the best teacher I ever had." And he says, I'm not worried, Professor. Are you worried? And he's just about to get in a police car, and he's like, "James, I'm a little worried." He's like, "Oh," and it's like the first time that it's occurred to him that maybe he should be a bit worried. And then just after that as well, when he's talking to the Chancellor, and she says, "Oh, did you phone up and say anything?" And he said, "Yeah, I said that I loved you. Did he tell you?" And she says, yeah. And he says, what did you say? And she just says, I told him it didn't sound like you. I just, that's a great line. It's a great line.
Yeah.
Heart wrenchers.
Yeah. Well delivered.
Yeah.
What
about you, Carla?
I presume we've covered all of Kev's.
Yeah,
so.
you covered
literally
mine.
have.
You covered mine as well. I do really like when James is in the car and he says that as well about him being his favorite teacher, his best teacher.
Yeah.
Also, what was the line at the very start where the one guy is listening to James's story and he's like, does he say something like, it made me want to kill myself or something?
Yeah.
That whole first scene was like, oh.
They're not very nice to him.
Yes.
Not that many 3-star reviews. Decent number of reviews overall, but not that many 3 stars. Someone said bravissimo with 13 S's.
Wow.
Michael Douglas in a particular role, not bad. Toby Maguire, especially in some scenes, good as ever. Robert Downey Jr. 3 stars.
I love how no one likes Toby Maguire. It doesn't matter what film he's in, what he does. It's like,
he wasn't bad in some scenes, which obviously has the flip side of some scenes. He was really bad.
He was terrible. Yeah.
Someone complained that it was too deep. Characters are developed in great detail. If they had been more shallowly portrayed, I wouldn't have felt as if I was drowning in a flood of information.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Literally the opposite of Kev's review.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that there was an overflow of story. How random. Bizarre.
And then someone talking of things that haven't aged particularly well, compared to a real 5-star film such as American Beauty, The Wonder Boys unfortunately never achieves its cynicism and radicalism. 3 stars. Interesting.
American Beauty is probably a good, one for the AI, actually. That's probably not a bad comparison.
Yeah, the reviews are now now
everyone's with the AI on it.
So, despite you both having to watch the film 1.5 times, what did you think for a double feature? What would you pair it with?
Well, I said Empire Records, and I just said take some drugs and just enjoy the craziness of both these films.
Sounds like a nice Saturday afternoon, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And then there's the nice crossover because this character was supposed to be Toby Maguire's character was supposed to be in Empire Records anyway, so it's a nice little link.
And can do it because of drugs. So
so then there you go. It comes full circle.
What about you, Carla?
I would go with a Michael Douglas double feature, and I would start with this, and I would end with Falling Down.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just to see the two sides of personality. Imagine it's the same guy all the way through.
This is why he's so chilled up now, because the prequel, he's angry.
Or
he's angry in the prequel.
Maybe the next book goes really badly, actually, and that's him driving to his publisher.
That's the take another job. Just hates it.
What about you, Andy?
Funnily enough, I went with Serenity, just to see what happens to the kid cleaning the floors in the future. He starts driving a spaceship, and then eventually dies. Spoilers.
He doesn't make it to any interesting films, so that's a shame. Doesn't progress.
What did you go for the algo then?
I don't know why. I just kept feeling, well, maybe it's because of Frances McDormand as well. I said Fargo. Because lots of, I know it's not quite the same crime element, but
interesting.
That was mine.
I went for Sideways or With Now and I. They were my two.
With Now and I?
Yeah, because of the character. There's a lot of character development in With Now and I. It's all focused on the characters, which is very similar to this.
Quite literary as well, I guess. The vibe of With Now and I is a bit.
Well, this is one, but but then
I'm surprised no one went with Big Lebowski. That's the one that.
Oh yeah.
like really stood out for me.
Different kind of dressing gown. You know?
Yeah.
I take it back. Actually, yeah, it's a completely different color. Well, so the algo, interestingly, went down a Wes Anderson route.
Oh yeah,
for some reason, with Rushmore and Royal Tenenbaums, and then being John Malkovich.
Oh,
I guess it is sort of, yeah.
That seems so much darker, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is darker. I can see how you could
like
get
a bit
some
weirder
in there.
Yeah.
I think John Malkovich is a bit weirder than this, even though you think it's
definitely
film, but
weirder than this. Yeah.
And then also Manhattan and The Graduate, which again,
yeah, I don't think I've seen Manhattan.
The Woody Allen.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
It is a bit Woody Allen-esque, I guess.
Very dialogue heavy, I guess.
I prefer our suggestions.
Yeah. Sideways is actually a good shout. I think Sideways is the best one.
Bravo, Kev.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Simo.
Amazing. We found the reviewer.
It was I all along. 3-star
reviews. It just gives them something to do, so I white them.
All right, so it was 43. I don't know whether this is going to go up or down. I'm interested on this. You sounded like you enjoyed it, so it might be going back up the list.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna stay at 43. I think this is a good place for it. I really like this film. It's a great script. It's funny. I think that it is. Yeah, it's the noir kind of beats to it that I realize now that is why I really like it.
Yeah,
and and again, I would watch this film in another 6 months. I'd put it on again because it just it's just a film that I think you can just keep watching and you're going to notice different things like how he finds out where his car is, and you just as I said beforehand, like it's it's wanting to spend time with the characters and just be in that world. It's also very on the similar films. I don't know if you saw The Holdovers last year.
No, I wanted to.
Yeah, it's very very. Well, I mean, it depends if you like this film. So I'm about to say they're very similar. But yeah,
it's a Christmas film as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Yeah. Well, no, it is a Christmas film because it's about the Christmas break. It's very similar to that in a lot of ways. That kind of college campus.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite wordy, quite scripty, but good characters. So it's going to stay at stay at 43. I think
43.
I dare to ask just how low it is on your list. Where does it?
Well,
does it? It's been a long time since we've had a bad
into the bad.
Does it go into the bad, or does it just
sneak?
Keep out.
Well, yes. I mean, I think fortunately, thanks to Douglas, it just about holds up into the okay section. You'll be glad to hear, Andy. You can rest easy now. Yeah, the back half of the okay section. So I've got it as 47. So in between Be Kind Rewind and Yojimbo. Yeah, maybe I might watch it again and see in like a year and see if I'd like it more. Douglas is very good in it. I do like Douglas, and I think it's maybe he is one of my favorite actors that I didn't even really realize.
I know that we discovered this together for you.
Yeah, it's nice. And now I'm just going to go through his entire back catalogue.
So imagine if there's only 4 films in the next 42 films that you like more than this, and it ends up at 43 on your list of my top 100.
Wow,
that'd be weird. That'd be a coincidence, wouldn't it?
That could happen.
Actually, underneath Empire Records, so you preferred Empire Records to this film?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My sentiments exactly. Wow.
It's your list.
But
I know he put it in there as a test.
Yeah,
I dropped Empire Records back to 72 on my list, so it dropped dropped a lot. This is a better film. Come on, you need to go back and watch it a third time. This is a better film than Empire Records. Definitely,
I do really need to redo my list, to be honest, because there's certain things I'm like, should it go there, or it needs to go a bit further down? But
you're not allowed to move any into a category into the bad category. You're not allowed to.
That might need to just extend just marginally up to Good Will Hunting, maybe.
Wait, am I supposed to do one as well with Moneyball, Escape to Victory?
Yeah. Where is it?
Always
in comparison to all the sports movies that we started with, and then Empire Records.
I'll think of it for next time. I'll really put some thought
what's been your favorite movie that we've forced you to watch? Because we locked the door in the shop, and you have to stay.
Moneyball.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I really liked Moneyball.
It's a good movie.
Genuinely. Not that this was not genuine.
Yeah.
Just to piss Kev off.
Yeah.
It's the marijuana.
I've watched it twice. I can't be more pissed off. It's impossible.
If you will, just keep watching the same film over and over again. Well, there we go. Thank you. Thanks for coming down to the shop. Thanks, Kev, for keep watching this. I was looking at the list. I think this is I think there's maybe one last Andy movie on the list.
Oh wow!
I think there's only one left now. The rest are pretty mainstream. And my wife even said that she didn't think that the one film that I think is still on there that's an Andy list Andy film is an Andy film. So you might get away with it. So that's it.
Well, that would be pleasant, wouldn't it?
We're getting into the business end,
to enjoy it.
I mean, obviously, all of these films should be better than all of the films that have come before. Though that never seems to work out quite so well.
Yeah.
Next week, speaking of which, classic quote: "Just make hay while the sun shines." Just my life motto. Thanks to Tom Miller for the theme song. We're going to leave the shop and I think go down to Wordfest now, actually, and check it out.